tasting. Oh, I really like that one. That's my favorite. Actually, a bit like ginger beer. Hello, it's Terry. Thank you very much for coming back. Today we are going to do something with sake. As you can see, we've got 6 varieties of sake, and I'm just going to do a quick intro, and then I'm going to do a blind tasting, hopefully using the introduction I've made to guess how much each one relative to each other. I want to thank my patrons for sponsoring these videos. Without your help, I could not have been making these videos, so thank you so much. Hopefully I'll see you at the next omakase. Yes, so let's go straight into it, talking about some sake. What is sake? Many people ask these questions, and it's very simple beverage. Originated from Japan. It's made out of, well, in its most traditional form, it's made out of 4 main ingredients. We have, most important thing, rice, water, and then some yeast, and something called koji. Yeast, people know, rice water is all clear enough. Koji is actually a type of mold, but it's healthy mold we use to help break down the starch to sugar, and then the sugar will then break down to alcohol. So it's quite a complex fermentation process. It's kind of similar to beer, like it's a 2-stage process. Unlike wines, you have the sugar from the fruit or grapes, and you break that down straight into alcohol. So this makes a difference to the flavor and how you can taste it. Many different types of sake. I'm just going to go through the most simple sort of classification. The most sort of dominating classification, which is going to give you the biggest flavor difference, it's something to do with the milling rate. And the milling rate means the amount of rice that's kept to be making sake. So for example, if it's a 70% milling rate, that means 30% of the rice is polished and throw away. We only keep the 70% to brew the sake. Or you can see some milling rate can go down to about 18%. That really means 82% of the rice is polished away and just kept. Only the center 18% of rice is used for making sake, and clearly from that it makes a big price difference. The yield will be completely different, and that is one single biggest factor affecting the price of sake. And you can roughly divide them down into 4 classes, which is starting from futsu-shu, which just means the normal sake, and there is no milling requirement. Then you have honjozo. That means you need to polish away at least 30% of the rice and keep at least 70% of the rice for making sake. Yeah, I got together right. And after honjozo, you have ginjo, which is the breaking point is 60%. So if you use 60% or less rice for your sake brewing, then you can go ginjo. Then you have daiginjo, which is then 50%, and so on and so on. After that, you can go to like really extreme, that some brewer using 80%, as I mentioned earlier. That makes not just a difference to the yield, that also makes a difference to the taste. When you smell this type of sake like honjozo, they tend to be a bit more musty, a lot of different notes, sometimes can be a bit earthy, and if you're drinking the other extreme, like the daiginjo grade, then you'll find the notes are a lot clearer. It's more crystal, is more clean, more refined. So this is kind of the difference. One thing I find really interesting about sake though is I've not had food that conflict with sake. Sometimes I find it quite difficult to pair seafood, shellfish with wines. When they go wrong, they can be really wrong. The seafood tastes really metallic, and it really brings out that mineral notes in seafood. With sake, I've never had that problem. Like, I can throw any food with any sake together, even if they don't complement each other per se, they're not going to make each other taste worse. That's something I just find interesting. Right, that's everything I'm going to talk about sake now. I'm no expert in there. It's just things I've picked up throughout the years of drinking, tasting, and if people love to learn more about sake, I'll bring in some experts and we can go through sake in more details. So comment below and let me know. Now we're going to taste some sake. Right, we have a variety of sake at various price points, from your most common supermarket sake you can find in the UK to some really high-end premium sakes that has importing directly from Japan, which we got our hands on. Number one, I'm taking this very seriously. Okay, right, that doesn't smell good already. Okay, this has just alcohol smell, has very little character to it. Maybe something of banana melon type of notes on the nose, but really good sake, it should just hit you with like a hammer for flavor. But no, this I have to really try to pick it up. Going for it. Now I'm second guessing myself. It tastes way better than it smells. It's balanced, it's smooth. Second one, not a lot of fragrance coming off it, not a lot, and I'm trying. I think it's definitely more on the richer side, not the refreshing smell. I'm picking up a little bit of like melon, banana. That's got some spiciness to it, a bit of kick, but at the same time it's quite sweet. I feel this is definitely not like daiginjo or ginjo. It tastes nice, smooth, but it doesn't quite have that clarity in the smell. But it's not all the way sweet. It also finishes with a little bit dry, tiny bit of tannin. In sake you don't get like tannin per se, but you do get a little bit of that in this one. It also has that tiny bit of bitterness just to give it some weight, and very nicely balanced, and I really enjoy that one. But I don't think it's an expensive sake for sure. Right, let's move on to the next. Oh no, why? I think I know which one is which. I feel so sorry to be drinking this one. I can actually smell a little bit of sulfite in here. It's not standard practice, but yeah, it's very oily and industrial. But every sake is made by someone with a lot of effort, so it is purely personal opinion. There is no good or bad, and if I offend anyone, I'm so sorry. Oh, Next, I'm not even going to say anything about this. It's interesting. Oh, this one is interesting. You can see it's slightly cloudy. It's unfiltered, or it could be have other sort of bits added into it, because sometimes modern day sakes become quite creative and they do that. Okay, so I know what I'm going to get. Yeah, mostly ginger. I'm trying to see if I can find other notes. Actually, a bit like ginger beer. Oh, that's so sweet. That's so sweet. This is not the typical sake. This is more like a sake liqueur. It's got sugar added to it. It's got ginger added to it. I think this is the wild card one. Okay, very little bubble. Yeah, you can tell straight away. This one is different. Yeah, when you bring that to your nose, the fragrance just hits you straight away. I know for sure this is a more expensive one. Yeah, it's clean. It doesn't have that sort of a petrol-y, organic, oily note to it. This is a much drier style, definitely. It's got a little bit of kick. It's a little bit spicy. I can see this worked really well. It was like oily fish, sashimi, makuro, tuna all the way. With this sake, it will be perfect. Last one. I think I'm quite confident I have a good idea about the price point between all of this. This one also a good sake. It's clean. It doesn't have that many notes, which we don't know what. I don't know what they smell like, and sometimes can be quite. It's a bit musty, yeah. But this one is not like that. Oh, I really like that one. That's my favorite. I'm so glad that's the last one. That's my favorite so far. It's not dry, but it's not overly sweet. It's just perfectly balanced. Got a little bit of acidity to balance that richness. It feels really contradictory. It's so rich and complex at the same time. It's clean and refreshing. This one's definitely, I'll happily drink it on its own, with or without food. Okay, right. I know which one is the cheapest one for sure. It's number 3. That was just, I'm sorry, I cannot drink that as sake. So this one, number 3, definitely is, in my opinion, the cheapest one. The most expensive one, I know for sure, it's 6. And if it's not, then they priced it wrong. Yeah. And I think my second favorite, but it's hard to say. Based on the taste, I feel the person who made that sake put in a lot of effort. So even if the yield may be a bit higher, the labor cost is probably going to add to it, the craftsmanship and the work they invested. So number 2, I'm going to put it at the 3rd most expensive. Yes, then after that, definitely number 5. I really enjoy number 5. I felt there was a good amount of fragrance coming off it. Very different to the rest of the sake, that one as well. It's dry, it's spicy, it's got character to it, it's got a bit of edge. So I feel it's a good quality sake, and I actually feel it's maybe ginjo, something like that. Not quite daiginjo, but definitely ginjo. So that would be the 3rd most expensive. That's the number 3 is the cheapest. That's the 2nd most expensive. Then we left with ginger and then number 1. Okay. ginger one, it's really hard because it's like a wild card. Usually with really good sake, you're not going to mess around with it. But on the other hand, the sake they put in that ginger sake didn't fight, it tasted good. I enjoyed it. And I think from that, along with added process, everything, that's probably edged a little bit more in terms of price. So I think that will be the next most expensive one. And then well, we're left with number one, which is the the one that has very little smell come through, but when you actually taste it, it's sweet, smooth, really pleasant. I can drink a lot of that for sure. So that's an indication that it's probably not a sake with a high polishing rate, and they probably use a lot of the rice to make the sake. That's why the notes doesn't come through so cleanly. However, the process was good. There was work put into it to make sure it was properly made, and that tasted good. So I think that it's probably the next one, and that is how I rank the price.
The cheapest is Ozeki.
Yeah.
Which you ranked the second highest.
Second highest, yes.
Then it's the little bottle, which you did rank the lowest.
Yeah.
Then it's the Rocky Mountain.
Yeah.
Then it's the ginger. Then
okay.
the yellow bottle.
Yeah, and then
the red bottle.
The red bottle. Okay, right, wait. I hope you learned something about sake today. And what do you think about sake? Do you like it? Do you drink it with your food? Do you drink it on its own? Or do you drink it hot or drink it cold? And let me know. Go and try some of this sake. You can buy them from supermarkets, from our trusted suppliers. We'll have the link below, and let me know what you think. If you have any other ideas for me to taste, comment below, and if you like the content, subscribe, hit the bell. I'll see you next. Bye.